Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29. I'm back again for another Super Sons Fortress of Attitude Wayne Family Adventures. And today, as you can see, I'll be covering the next 4 chapters. So we've got Recovery for Bruce Wayne. My goodness, what trouble is he going to get himself into? Then we've got the GCPD. And last but not least, we've got the last couple of episodes or chapters that are centering around Stephanie Brown, to those who enjoy Stephanie Brown. Now, seeing that today also here in Australia is also a free comic book day, I'll probably try to keep this as quick as possible because I don't want to miss out on any specials that might be being held at my own LCS. So, big thanks to anyone and everyone who manages to make it. Let's now work on reading through the first chapter, which is called, this chapter called Recovery. So a big thanks to anyone and everyone who makes it to the live stream. You are valuable and you are worth it. And I also enjoy sharing the Wayne family adventures with you as much as I hope you enjoy them. Now, I do have the link in the description in relation and I'll post it up again so you can check it out for yourself. So now it's time to get started on number 24. Number 34. So we start off the day and we have Alfred. You should have called for backup sooner, Master Bruce. And we've got Bruce groaning in bed. As you can see, he's taking quite a bit of damage. I wonder who he was up against. Bane, maybe? We never really know, which is somewhat hard to tell. It could have been any one of his villains. You're lucky to have made it out in one piece. Bruce says, my attackers. And in comes Tim Drake. That would be your first question. And as you can see here, we've got both Tim and Damien. Hey, one of the Super Sons. And the look on Damien's face as if to say, what have you gotten yourself into now, father? GCPD has them in custody. Welcome back, by the way. Bit of a smirk on his face. He still knows that he wants to be out there stopping crime. A ripe old smack from Alfred. None of that. You're on strict bed rest. And Bruce finally responds, how long? A few weeks, possibly more. Depends how cooperative you are. And as you can see in Bruce's thoughts, a few weeks, Gotham can't wait that long. Bruce Wayne may have limits, but Batman doesn't. And as you can look on the table, there's a get well soon card from a certain cat friend. And Tim responds, "Stop it, you'll rip your stitches." Damien responds, "Was almost bleeding out once. Not enough for you, father." Ooh, the burn. Bruce then responds, "I'm fine." "Alfred, this is not up for debate. You're benched until further notice." So they finally leave the room. Bruce gets it in his head. We'll see about that. Escape attempt number 1. Creak. Bruce looking out the door. And guess who we have there? Good old Alfred. Don't even think about it. Schnick. Closing the door. Escape attempt number 5. If I can't use the door, I'll just have to get creative. And in it, you've got Bruce Wayne, who's made himself a somewhat sheet rope to try to get out the window. As he tries to get out the window, got him huffing on his way down. Huff, huff, huff. Thinks he's finally free. Thinking success. And then we get a response. "Hey, Bruce." And it's Tim. Next failed attempt. And as he's being brought up to the room, "I'll pay you $1 million to let me into the Batcave." Tim responds, "Sorry, no." Escape attempt number 18. There's an entrance to the Batcave in my study. If I can just make it a little farther. As we start to move into the study, it looks like no one's there. And he's thinking to himself, the coast is clear. And then we get an ahem from Damian Wayne. And he's got his cat Pennyworth with him. "Going somewhere?" says Damian. Sigh, apparently not. From Bruce. And Damian responds, "That's what I thought." Escape attempt number 33. Finally, I knew they couldn't stop me. Time to get back out there. And then we've got, "Yo." "Alfred thought you might try something. He asked if I could lend a hand." And in it we have Jason Todd. And of course, Jason Todd, one of the things he's known for, stripping the Batmobile of its wheels. Oh, and his bike. All the vehicles of their wheels. Bruce thinks aloud. Oh, Bruce thinks to himself, "Crap. You can thank me later." Alfred comes in. Heading back upstairs, are we? And Bruce responds, I've decided to get some rest. It'll be better for my injury. Then Alfred finally responds, an excellent decision, Master Bruce. Wonderful story, this one. Wonderful story. All right, time to move into the next. This one is called GCPD. And in it, we sort of get to see things from a different side in this particular episode or this particular chapter. And we get to see it from the eyes of those who have worked at the GCPD police department and some of the Robins that they have encountered. So, time to get started. So, things go up, the bat signal's gone out, and guess who's on the scene? Damian Wayne, Robin. And he's speaking to, like, somewhat one of their newest recruits that's being put aside for this job. And then we've got Damian saying, I have examined the crime scene. We are clearly dealing with Victor Zsasz. You'll want to proceed with caution from here on out. So, as you see, a response from this new officer that's been put up there to help in regards to the bat signal. No offense, but shouldn't we wait for Batman? Damian responds, I already solved this one. Batman will only get in the way. So, rookie mistake. Actually, this probably would have had a better title if it was GCPD Rookie Mistakes. Look, kid, I'm sure you mean well, but I'm just not comfortable taking orders from a 6-year-old. Damian responds, 6? And yeah, he gives him an earful. And of course, we have Commissioner Gordon watching in the background, along with Detective Rene Montoya, both veterans of the Gotham Police Force, as tough as nails, she says. They say. So, we start to learn something about this rookie who's now working in Gotham. New guy, right? Transfer from Metropolis. So we learn where he's come from. Gordon responds, yep. He clearly didn't get the memo about the Robins. It does take some getting used to. I remember when we were just starting out and we start to get some flashbacks of some of those who have worked with Batman and Robin in the past, including the present. So we start off with Jim Gordon talking to Batman, and Batman saying, I believe that Freeze is responsible for, and as this is happening, Gordon responds, I'm sorry, but are we really not going to talk about him? And you soon see that he's responding about Dick Grayson. Hey, look, I'm an acrobat. Get it? Because it's like a bat. And we've got Dick Grayson, 16 years old. So we get a bit of a flashback here. Really, really cool. His puns are his most lethal weapon. Batman responds, he's with me. Gordon responds, I have so many follow-up questions. Then we have Rene Montoya. Speaking of her encounter, that's nothing compared to getting saved by one of them. And in we come to the scene. Put your weapons down. You're under arrest. And we've got a young Rene Montoya. And as she's encountering the thugs, I don't think so, from one of them. Then it's whoosh. We get to see somewhat the gauntlet and who it is. Pow. Whack. Punch. Kick. I know. I'm awesome. Jason Todd, 7 years ago. He's been an edgelord since day one. Moving on to the next part of the scene. And we get from a, how old are you? Old enough to kick butt. Then Gordon responds, no, getting lectured is way worse. And we start to move into one of their encounters with Tim Drake. According to my analysis, the chemical composition of the Scarecrow's fear toxin has been altered from the original formula. Tim Drake, 4 years ago, he figured out Batman's real identity when he was 9. And we've got one of the police officers, can I ask? Wanting to ask a question. And we've just got the female officer just having a bit of a laugh in the background between them. And then we've got Tim Drake saying, please hold all questions to the end. As Gordon's watching this. Then Rene Montoya says, yeah, the lectures aren't fun, but at least they still leave you with something to do. I hate when the kids just solve our cases for us. And here we move into a previous Robin. Got all the answers to all of Nigma's riddles. Stephanie Brown, 2 years ago. It's been 0 days since she last assessed Batman. How? They only came to us 10 minutes ago. Yeah, it's been ages. You're welcome. Then as we watch them in the background, we have the weirdest job. Rene Montoya and Gordon. And as you can finally see, Damien finally walks away. And then Gordon responds, "It's all Batman's fault." And then finally Batman turns up on the scene and he's not saying a word to Damien, but Damien is definitely saying something to him. And Rene Montoya says, "Amen to that." Well, only 2 more to cover. And this one centers around Stephanie Brown. A big thanks to all those who have made it to the live stream. As I've said before, I'm not too sure how much of this you've heard. It probably won't be a very long live stream because it's Free Comic Book Day here in Australia. And I do want to actually try to get something myself. But I will remember to put in the next episode in the text so you can read it. Or so you can follow me along. I hope you're also having a wonderful day. All right, so we're up to 36. Time to get started. Now, this has 2 parts to it, and I must admit, it's really good. I can't wait until the next 4 or next 3 to 4 show up in relation to this series. So, time to get started. And as we start off, we have Stephanie huffing again. And as we start to see, begin simulation. And as the simulation begins, we get somewhat some figures or holograms appear that she wants to defeat. She ducks the first punch. Can't spend too much time on the first 2. Crush. Need to get ready for the 3rd wave. Shoo. Or shoo. Come on. And as you can see, she's putting a lot of time into this training that she's putting herself into. And she's saying, gotta move faster. Crush. And she's starting to break a sweat. And again. And we've got almost there. Crush. Then, in her thoughts, I just have to. And she's put in a situation where one of the opponents in the simulation has a gun. And the look on her eyes as if to say, am I ready for this? Then bang. Simulation fail. And she says out loud, no! And also speaking to herself, why can't I get this? Then in comes one of the members of the family. You should take a break, Steph. Or better yet, call it a day. You've been down here a long time. And as we can see here, it's Tim. And she says, I don't need a break, Tim. I need to get this right. And Tim tries to bring up to her, 5 minutes, please. Now, well, it's just a short break. It doesn't have to be a long one. And she says, fine. So, in the 5-minute break, he asks her, "You going to tell me what's going on?" And she says, "Nothing's going on. I'm just training." And Tim responds, "Kind of seems like you're trying to prove something." She then responds, "You don't get it. You don't get what it's like to have to fight for your place here, to feel like you're one mistake from having it all taken away." Then we've got her thinking to herself, "I've always felt like I've had something to prove." And we start to get the bit of a look in regards to her background. First, I needed to prove to everyone that I wasn't like my father, who was the clue master. That's who that's meant to be there. And I wonder if we'll see this character in a later episode. Maybe we'll see what happens. Then I wanted to show Bruce I was worthy of Robin's mantle. Then, as got here, her when she was wearing the mantle of Robin, and show Babs and Cass that their faith in me wasn't misplaced when she became a Batgirl. And she didn't respond. "That's why I have to work harder, push further. It's the only way I can prove I deserve to be here." And we have Tim saying, "Look at me, please." Oh, "Steph, look at me, please." That doubt you're struggling with, I've struggled with it too. It's like a sickness. It'll infect everything if you let it. If I could get rid of it for you, I would. But you're the only one who can do that. Good advice from Tim there. Still, maybe I can help. We've seen each other at our best and our worst. So please believe in me when I say this. You have nothing to prove. Not to me, not to anyone. You absolutely belong here. And a look on her face as if to say, really? And then he says, I believe in you. Now it's up to you to believe in. Now it's up to you to believe in it too. And she starts to somewhat cheer up. So moving to the next. And the last chapter for this particular live stream. Big thanks to everyone who's managed to make it to the live stream. Whether you're sitting there in silence and enjoying what's happening, please feel free to say hello. I'm not going to bite you. But I really hope you're enjoying this. And thank you so much for watching, as I can't do this without you. So we've got the belonging part 2. Let's see how things go after a talk with Tim Drake. And we sort of get a bit of a refresher from the last episode or the last chapter. I've always felt like I had something to prove. And as you can see, she's now getting herself in a meditative state and prepared and ready to take on the simulation once again. And we've got to my father, to Bruce, to Tim, and Babs and Cass. But maybe the only person I was ever trying to convince was myself. She exhales a breath and she says, Tim's right. It all comes down to a choice in the end. Still thinking to herself, so I choose to believe. And she's got smiles up. She's ready for it. Begin simulation, she says. Shoom, shoom, as the simulation appears. And she says, I know I can do this. I'm strong enough. Throws her first punch. Fast enough. And as this is happening, it's going crash, crash in the background as she takes him on. Crash, smart enough. Crash. And now that I'm not holding myself back, you guys are so toast, she's thinking to herself. Crash. Punches and kicks him. And the simulation ends with simulation success. And she jumps and says, yes! And then we get someone come out of the shadows saying, nice work. And she responds to Bruce Wayne, how long were you watching? He says, just a few moments. Why? How long were you down here? She responds as she begins to either move on to the next thing she's about to do and saying, a little while, just working some things out. And as you can see, there's a bit of a change in her appearance. But Bruce looks on at her. And he actually says something really nice to her. You know, when I started down this path, I created Batman as a symbol. I needed him to make my enemies afraid, to bring hope that things could be better. I needed him to show Gotham. I needed him to show Gotham that justice still existed. But a symbol is perfect, and people aren't. No one can live up to those ideals all the time, not even us. And he says, not even me. He continues, we just do the best we can, and your best. And your best is more than good enough. And we get a really nice, somewhat smile of Batman with Stephanie Brown. And we start to move towards the end. And she's got a bit of a smile. You can even see that she's even happy in her eyes. And she responds, I know it is. And he responds, good. And she then responds, I'll see you on patrol. Then we get Bruce saying, hey, Steph. And she's got a bit of a bewildered look on her face. And he says, give him hell out there. Her response, always do, as she smiles. All right. Well, that's the end of that. I really hope you enjoyed watching the Wayne Family Adventures or enjoyed checking out this these next chapters of the Wayne Family Adventures. A big thanks to everyone who made it. And I also hope you have an awesome day. The next thing that will probably be covered on in this upcoming week, Super Sons related, on the channel. All right. All right. The closest Super Sons related thing, even though it's not really on the Super Sons, but it will be going up Rainbow Press and Comics. We have one of the Super Sons appearing in Monkey Prince, issue 3. In fact, it's Damian Wayne. And that'll be going up next Friday, and I hope you enjoy checking that out. So we'll see you again at Super Sons Fortress of Attitude, and stay tuned for everything Super Sons related. And hopefully soon I'll do a to Helium 29 subscriber catch-up live stream, as I'd like to share some ideas like for when things start to reach free, maybe 500, or maybe for something to do toward an idea which might begin at the beginning of maybe next year in relation to the channel. So this channel will probably still stay as it is, but I do have some ideas to which I'd like to somewhat expand some of the ideas that are on this channel. And I'll probably get to doing that when that happens in the next to Helium 29 subscriber catch-up live stream. Well, have yourself an awesome day.